everybody, welcome back to UniXTCG, and today we are actually going to make a archetype demo slash breakdown going in with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from Zenkai 04 Wild Resurgence. And it's kind of funny because sometimes when you're, especially when you're juggling 3 different card games, sometimes more on a channel, you have to schedule your rotations, and this video was slated to come out today, but I realized that 2 days ago Joey from Crossworlds made the same video, so go ahead and look at that. It's awesome. But I still want to go through with my Dragon Ball content because I'm not making another Dragon Ball video right now. I'm not just gonna pivot. So here we are. This is the list I've been using to get into the rudimentary, functions of the deck, see what cards I like at certain numbers and stuff like that. Been testing it out, started my testing against a fair amount of decks, and I'm having a blast. It's Gohan, it's something I want to take to Gen Con, and so I'm going to be very excited to play. Now that being said, I want to let everybody know that if you want to help out the channel, you can do so directly by liking the video, commenting, and maybe hitting that subscribe button if you so feel the urge, and hitting the notification button so you never miss a beat. Down in the description, there's going to be a link tree where you can find all the different corners of Universe X, and this can range from other channels, my Twitch, the Discord, the Facebook page, things you should definitely check out, they'll be in the description, or even links where you can either help the store out by buying your singles through my affiliate link with TCG Player, or my partner link with Mystic TCG, where you guys can go buy cards at a 5% discount. It's sealed, but it's the best place where you can buy your big sealed orders like cases, boxes, whatever products coming out. You can even pre-order them, but make sure you just get there early. And yeah, without further ado, we're going to jump into this video. And as my last little plea, I'm gonna ask if you guys want to really show me some love, go down in the description, go to my Dragon Ball gaming channel and click a subscribe button, because once that gets to 1,000 subscribers, I'll be monetized there and I can do a lot more as a content creator between both channels. So let's hop into it. So here goes my current list. By current list, I mean just the list. I'm trying to test out as many of the mechanics as possible for this deck because I am actually really much so enjoying this, but I would be lying if I said that there weren't some things that I need to fix. So far in testing, I actually don't play the Krillin Searcher. I actually opt to go for the Newfound Power Son Gohan. He's going to be a critical. He's also going to be able to give you life, and since you're going to go down life anyway, and this deck kind of really needs some comboing at the beginning, its first 2 turns from what I felt like, I do like using this card to make sure that I just start filling my hands, that I get those combos, that I can go into that Goku Z battle quickly, things like that. And he's just some early game critical pressure to allow you to get to the range where you can just start killing people easily. Of course, defending Father Paragus, he's searchable off the leader's front side. He's going to be able to just be that dude. He's a mechanically correct, or mechanically superior at least, super combo, meaning that you're going to draw first and you're going to warp, things like that. We've got 3 of the Goku because these are all fairly searchable, but it's the Gohan that you need underneath the Hyperbolic Time Chamber in order to be able to keep your front side at 15k. And then also this guy can be searched. Either you have him in hand or you put him under using Gohan, so pretty tight. 4 of these, I don't really find myself using its ability that often, but it is cool to actually have him as the 1k or the 1 cost 10k counter that we need for this deck to function correctly in the mid to late game. Then I end up playing 3 Cooler Armed Force. This card is kind of a beast. Just coming down, barrier, double strike, good stats, easy to defend for the most part unless they're really trying to hone in on it. Swings, he's going to be able to destroy something, which is very good, or you're going to be able to discard a card from your opponent's hand, which can kind of get a little frustrating with your opponent when you're in these game states where they've been whittling down their hand to stop themselves from getting swung on. But you can combine Cooler Armed Force with cards like Kaioken Son Goku the Furious, who's going to make them discard a card when they come into play, as well as another card that we're going to talk about later. So this guy's more critical pressure. He's going to make them discard a card, so that's pretty cool. And you can force him to be a 25k swinger if you just don't care about him surviving the next turn. So pretty neat. End up running Son Gohan Latent Power Unleashed at 3. I'm seeing some players like I personally just tested against U7, and there are some decks that still use Unisons, and this is just pretty much the Unison Slayer. Comboing in this deck is going to happen. You're going to need the Z energy, so why not just have a card that automatically just zoinks your opponent's Unisons out of the water already, and then you can even be played for 2 for even more destructions if this deck even needed anymore. Plus, he's going to be able to be more critical pressure, and this deck is already starting to build up on the critical pressure. I play 2 Son Goku Faded Rival. It's always really cool to be able to pull the trigger on that barrier, ignoring barrier KO. This is a cool tech that one of my homies put me onto, but of course it's going to cost 2. Doesn't have any real defense, but in those times your opponent hits you with the token negate, as long as there's a counter. So I believe it's yellow, red, and or is it yellow? I think it's red. It's green for sure, and I think maybe black. But anytime it has a combo power, you're going to be able just to play this guy for 2, get rid of the blocker, and then swinging in with a double strike 3000. So I really do like that. Following that, you have, I play 4 of the SR for this deck, and it's just a monster. Comes down, it's gonna have deflect, it's gonna gain barrier the first turn you play it, and if your opponent has 3 more energy, yeah, this is gonna be crazy. And then you swing with it. It's double strike, it's got a huge body, it's going to be able to KO something and force them to discard a card, compounding more on the incremental hand destruction this deck can have. And you also are able to go crazy with the fact that once you have your Z leader online, or your leader for that matter, you can combo with a 10k Goku when this guy swings, and you're going to be able to force them to ditch a life 2. So there's a whole lot going on with that card. Now, I know a lot of people are kind of on the fence about this guy because your opponent can start using negates on your leader, but I'm kind of finding at this point that if your opponent uses negates on your leader over and over again, then they don't have the negates to stop the rest of your board. So far, I still need more testing, of course, but I really like how this card can push games on its own. Like, you really are able to just use this guy with two energy to just push very, very hard with your leader. If they want to stop it with negates, they can use their negates on your leader. But I have been liking this card a lot, and it's very hard to get killed on the back end, especially combining this card with this later card we're going to talk about, because the floodgate is going to make it harder for your opponent to combo with every swing, and your leader is at a base 40k. 3 focus breakthroughs is what I'm testing so far. There's a lot of cards that this definitely hits. Hits a lot of cool floodgates, so they get the negate and they might have to discard extra, but they're not going to get the floodgate. Just basically overall a good card, and if you don't need it, you simply charge it. Side it out game 2. Shocking Death Ball. He is just, this is just a sparking negate just to make sure you have it. There are some really sticky tap out times in this deck, and there are a lot of swingy cards from what I've been getting back into practice where I just don't want to be caught lacking, and if I can negate, I would like to negate. This is very, very, very good card. You can counter, draw cards only once per turn, but you can also use it when you're tapped out with your Z leader. It's got a floodgate, which is going to force your opponent to charge a card from their hand to their Z energy every time they swing. Like I said, if you are a 40k leader, thanks to the SCR being used, it's going to be very hard to kill your opponent through, or for them to kill you through this card from what I've been seeing in a lot of cases. 3 homicidal clones because it's good, and then you've got the field card that keeps the deck together itself. Yes, yes, yes. And now, when you're going through the Z deck, of course, one of the Z Awaken, one of the Gokus, one of the Android 13s, or sorry, 16s. And right now I have 2 Frieza, 2 Jiren. Pretty standard for these, and then these are what needs to be in the deck. So I want to hop into Untap, show you guys just a couple turns of sequencing and see how you guys will like it. This is not my final build, but I do want to play this deck at Gen Con, so I am working on this as it stands. So let's hop over. And actually, right between going from the deck list to gameplay, I just want to put my Mystic TCG ad in there because this is still the best place to pre-order your cases, your boxes, any sealed product for Dragon Ball Super, as well as other games like One Piece, Battle Spirits, Yu-Gi-Oh!, anything like that. And if you want to pre-order, just make sure you try to do it as early as possible, because when product is hot, it can go off the market as early as 6 months in advance. So let's play that, and then we'll go over to the game. So let's talk about Mystic TCG, your one-stop shop for all your TCG needs. On the site, you can buy or pre-order plenty of sealed product for plenty of games. Just make sure though, if you're pre-ordering, to give it 3 to 4 months in advance to start looking, because sometimes the product is indeed hot, supply and demand, you know. And then if you want to buy singles, go on tcgplayer.com. There's going to be a link in the description where you can buy for the best value. And if you want to sell cards or collections, you can message them on their Facebook site so you can get the best bang for your buck on any type of way you want to buy or sell cards. And then While you're at it, you can use the code UNIXTCG at checkout to get even more of a discount. So hey, what are you waiting for? Check out Mystic TCG today. So here we go with this one. I'm going to highlight this card. I'm going to highlight this card. Okay, and we can start. So let me see what I'm going first or second, how aggressive I can be. We got a 10 and my opponent got a 6, so I'll be going first. Going first is pretty cool. I would not mind seeing a 1-drop Gohan. I'm kind of like, if it's there, it's there. It's not, it's not. Now, looking at this hand right here, we're going to keep this Gohan because he's going to allow us to get the Vegeta. This card does allow you, or it asks for your opponent to have, your opponent have 3 or more energy. So going first, this is going to take a little bit longer to go onto. I don't quite need the defense at this moment. We do want to have this. We will have the chance to play it. And once again, since we're going first, we want to be able to stop our opponent when they start like kind of trying to put up their hands. So I think for the sake of getting started, this is what I'm going to keep. And we're going to draw one more. Okay. So I think this is actually pretty fun. Get our life right here. I'm going to start off by charging one of these. And I mean, it depends on what you're facing, depending on the leader, because some leaders would have the ability to wipe this off the board pretty quickly. But going first, I'm just going to play that out, have it ready to go to the next turn. They kind of know the deal. They might be able to keep their hands up for this, but you know, everybody's going to play differently for different things. They're going to be able to swing. Generally, that's going to just be a damage taken. I do not mind. And then I get to untap and draw. 2 focus breakthroughs is kind of a fair amount. If I charge it, I'm going to telegraph that I have it, but my hand is actually starting to get really nice, so I'm just going to start pressing forward. Putting that down, swinging with this Gohan, as long as they don't have a response for the, or killed it off the last turn, I'll be able to get a card from hand. That's pretty cool. We don't mind that. Combo with this, that's 20k crit. That will go into Z energy. Do with it what you will. Then what I can do is I want to, I will be able to activate this. We'll put the Z energy down there. I have two energy, so this Goku's effect will activate as it needs to, allowing me to put 1 card from my hand, 1 green sand, right? Or 1 Goku or Gohan underneath, and then KO something small. So I'll put that down there, KO something 3 or less if they have it, and then putting that Gohan in there is going to allow me to search my deck for this Goku, which is going to be here. All right, easy does it. And then after shuffling my deck, actually seeing what's in here, we have the secret rare still in the deck. We have quite a lot of things still in the deck. All 4 super combos. This is going to be a little gnarly. So get the shuffle. Gohan is now on his front side at 15k, so I'm going to swing over here and look at the top 5. And we have our run-of-the-mill, we have a lot of things. I'm going to awaken very soon, so I think I'm going to start stocking up on super combos, and we will shuffle that. And I think from here we can pass. So the cool thing here is I do have this just in case they want to swing with something like ridiculously gnarly on turn 2, but it's turn 2, so I'm not going to really say that. They'll probably get rid of this. They don't want me using it more. They don't want me putting any more critical pressure. Definitely don't mind that. So I can assume that that's going to be off the board at the very minimum. We're going to have to go into an actual match to see how it works, or see what we can do about that one. But I'm letting you know right now, there are like ways where we can still do something cool. Like for instance, with this in hand, I did draw and move on to my next turn. With this in hand, if they gave me the ability, like if they tried to swing on Gohan with a weenie, I would not mind, especially if they already committed some of their energy. I would not mind comboing with this to try to save the Gohan, or even going even with it, or stopping like a critical attack from hitting my leader, because I want to get that in my hand for the next turn. So going into turn 3, I gotta see exactly what I want to put down. This is a really, really good card, and we already have one of these engraved, which is for the most part all we will need. There's a lot of cards I do want to keep here, so we will put that there, right? After putting that there, we do have Cooler, who is going to be able to do some magic, because Cooler is one of those beautiful cards that counts your stuff. You have to have 3 more energy, so this is pretty great. So I'm going to swing. Actually, you know what? This is kind of a weird point. I think since I have the 3 energy, I'm gonna tap, I'm gonna play Cooler. So you already know the deal with him, he's out. Then what I could do is tap this one, and we're gonna play this Goku. And now that we've played that Goku, I am just going to, right off the bat, I'll take one, right? Yeah, I mean, when we awaken, we will get to flip over and go to 6 life, but I want Homicidal active immediately. So I'm gonna take one to hand. And now we have a 24 attacker, a 2. So we can swing for 15 here. And after swinging for 15, we can look at the top 5 of our deck to see what's going on. We've got a lot of good stuff here, and I really like the idea of playing this. Let me see. I think he counts your opponents, right? If you have 3 or more, nope, that's great. So we're going to take that, and then we're going to shuffle. And after that, we can actually hit the Awaken to untap 1, draw 1, and then flip this guy over. And we are actually very much so okay with that. So we can do that easily. Yep. And now we have even more options. I can play this guy after seeing how that attack goes. I could play this guy. He comes out. My opponent has to drop something unless they have some sort of, you know, defense against this dude. When we swing with him, we could have him go in, count or combo with this guy for 20k crit, and then we can activate Gohan's ability to put this card at the bottom of the deck since we don't need it anymore, and draw 1, draw 2. So there we are right now. We've got another boss card. We've got this. This is we're in a pretty decent place, I think. After hitting with that crit, we have the ability to swing and either force them to discard another card or blow up a card, just all depending on their board. We'll put that in Z energy for now. And then we can finish off the turn by swinging with the 24k just to see if we can pull anything out of their hand, and then going in with the tapping and the tapping here to play we'll play the Android 16 and we'll put our Z leader under it. Okay, so now this guy is out, and no matter how he moves, we're gonna Z awaken, which is pretty cool. We have the ability to do quite a few things. So if my opponent ends up trying to swing on me and it's not going to be lethal, we want to kind of see some of our cards the best we can, but we don't exactly have the most to work with. Why did I even, yeah, swinging at this guy's in a 24k swing. I'm so sorry. We don't have exactly the most to work with. In our hand, we have actually 4 extra cards in hand. That's a little rough right now. So I don't think I'll be able to get Gohan's ability off to, I mean, like, it really depends, like, if we take another life. But just depending on how the turn goes, you know, we could take a damage, we could instantly block with this guy, it really depends. But no matter how this turn ends, we will end up with our Z Awaken here. It's just how it is. So, put this face down, pull this over here, and we're going to unhighlight this to pull this over here and highlight this. Cool. So that's there now. Just no matter what, how this turn is going to end, we are going to up and draw. And now we're still actually kind of in the business to do some cool things. We play this right here, right? And we have a fair amount of harassment that we can do on a lot of things. We can swing on something they already have on board to test to see if they have a floodgate. And with this guy, we can actually just be like, okay, well, discard a card. That's cool. Then we can send another 15k at life. They discard a card or risk taking crit. That's tight. We have focus breakthrough here. Let's see. We can actually still use this real quick to play this Gohan. Turn to rest, play this Gohan, and we would need to do that before we did all those swings to make sure that we have focus breakthrough live. But yeah, you can play this Gohan, pop something, and then you have another swing plus this. We don't really need to boost this guy up anymore because, yeah, this isn't really doing anything for our Z Awaken leader. But now, if we kind of have multiple checks. If they don't play a floodgate, like, we have the ability to survive pretty well next turn, I think. But if they don't play a floodgate, they discard 1, they try to stop this crit, we now have turns where we can just be like, okay, I'm going to discard this with Gohan's effect to draw 2. Wish it was draw 2 discard, but we can't all be that lucky. Tap 2, play this guy. And now we have a huge amount of funny things we can do here. I could swing with this guy who had Deflect and Barrier. Just on swinging his auto, you're gonna discard a card, and blow up something and ignoring barrier. You're going to be able to activate the auto on this one to combo with a Goku that has 10,000 power, combo power from your drop. So I'll do that. Because this card swung and opponent has 3 more life at this point, and this has happened, they can put one card. From their life to the drop, and then this guy's still coming in for damage. Not to mention that we still have a 20k that we can swing with. We still have a 20-something double strike, and we can just pass on that. We have a whole lot. Even if they negate one of these attacks, if it's a floodgate, we had the focus breakthrough, and you're kind of seeing how this works. So let me just kind of go through one more. I think this is pretty much, you kind of saw like all you really needed to see, I think, for the most part. All right. So let's try this again. This time, I guess we will go second, which can be its own blessing and a curse. We pulled the magic card we wanted. Put that away, and I don't mind keeping the rest here. So we'll draw. And then going up to 8 life. So if we're going second, this is actually kind of cool right here. A lot of things can happen on turn 2, but it's not as bad as some of the other games have gotten. I will put this down here. I do not need it right now. First thing I will do is just tap, play this. We're going to be able to get a swing in. The swing is going to take one of our life. I really don't need that right now. I think that's actually one of the cards I need less. But we might want to blow up something once we have 2 energy. So I'm actually going to use this Goku. So I will counter with that one. Make sure that's some Z energy right there. And then we can just swing with the Gohan leader to look at the top 5. Top 5 will just take this. Super punished because I just could have gotten rid of a card. But anywho, I only have 2 of these. I have 3 of these, so I made my choice. So we do that. Of course, we're probably going to take at least 1 point of damage, maybe even 2. It really depends. I mean, they probably will try to get rid of this, so we might just see 2 damage off right there. Then going into my next turn, you guys can kind of see where the lines of play are intersecting. We have 1 in hand, so we will definitely charge this one. It's pretty easy from here. You know, Z energy, tap this guy. We now have 15k leader because we are going to put this Goku down. Putting that Goku down, we are going to be able to put this under. Actually, let me highlight this real quick. Put that Gohan under here, which is going to search through our deck. We still have 3 Paragus, so that means there's 1 in life, and the secret rare is still in there. So, yep. Put this Goku here. Shuffle. And then now that our deck is 1 sand less, we are going to be able to swing with this bad boy. And look at top 5. And we'll take a Paragus. So that is pretty decent. We still have a pretty good hand. We can dodge 1 whole attack. Like, you know, if they want to swing with a 15k, that's fine. If anything gets a little too threatening, we can always tap and get this in because it'll be very important to have it in next turn. And you're just kind of seeing how this deck goes. We want to keep that. We have 2 of these. It really depends on if the build is unison. We're going to be playing uphill and we have room to draw into more of these, so I'm going to put that down there real quick. It really depends on the matchup once again, but we're at 5 right here and now. 5 is a good amount for homicidal, so I would definitely tap this one, play the Goku, keep my life where it's at. We can easily get in the... This is actually really rough. Not really rough. I'm just trying to think of how I want to go about this. I could easily swing here. We want to use our energy in the best way, I guess. So I actually am going to play this one. It's likely we find another one. But we have the ability to swing in, get this guy to discard a card, we blow up a card, and we can put pressure on them. It's a pretty big double striker. Swinging with the leader, they're probably just gonna discard a card. I'm okay with that, but we will look at top 5. We got a Kaioken. That's actually very cool. we'll do that. We'll take that one. After taking the Kaioken, we will awaken with the Goku on board. I'll face it, draw one. And yep, that's pretty tight there. I was gonna play this Goku, but I think I actually do want to keep life up right here. So after playing that, we actually have options. I mean, at some point we just need to combo, and we are in the middle of our awaken, so we can actually just combo here, and then we had a bottom deck a card. Like I said, depending on the matchup, unless they actually had like a unison we straight up needed, we can just bottom deck that and draw one, draw two. That's very strange, but you know, F it, we ball. So we get the Z energy, activate this one to get right back to the space that we were at previously, putting that here and that here. You see it, there's like some lines that kind of go in. Of course, every matchup's going to be different in what you want to do, how you're going to go about doing it, but you've got that one, and I dig that. Right now, we are at a place where we still have the ability to negate. We have the ability to negate right here. We can't quite use this right here. Let's see what we got engraved. We still got that. That's pretty tight. And then we have the ability to have this negate. So, for instance, if they're starting to swing in and we know it's like a really crucial turn, this is their 4 energy, we can always hit the Unceasing Awaken Rage. It's going to counter. Let's discard this one so we have another one engraved to then use the way we need to. So now every time they swing, they have to charge a card to Z energy. We're also going to draw a card from that counter because that card is just that good. We can always block with this one. And once this happens, it's just straight up cards from your hand, so you have 4 life left. So I guess depending on this, it may be good to burn the Homicidal. It really depends on how hard they're coming at you that turn. Because we can burn the Homicidal, we can block with this at a future date, but we have quite a few attacks that can actually just be blocked in this turn. And also, this is going to be able to play this beautiful card. Not so beautiful card, the art could have been better on it, my bad. And we can play that one, and now we're a base 20k leader. We still have homicidal clones up. They're still under this floodgate. It's going to become harder and harder to press us this turn. Drawing over here. We really don't need that card, so we can just actually put this here. And yeah, we're kind of cooking. We have options. Between Cooler, we have the ability to make them discard from hand. We can also make them discard from hand or destroy something. We can destroy something through barrier. We still have this looming threat, because now that I'm here, if you're above 3 life, I can force you to crit a life. So yeah, this is actually just really, really strong. And I really like this. This has a really good chance of killing somebody. We have lots of draw here. We're awakened now, so I'm not really going to try to use... I can still use like homicidal clone, but we can actually do... We're Z awakened, so this can be free. There's a lot of things I'm not sure about using, but this guy kind of seems like the lowest impact is late in the game. So I'm going to activate this guy to discard and then draw 1, draw 2. Excellent. We like an extra Paragus. We don't really like an extra one of this cards, but we have options. So I hope you guys liked this look into what this deck does. I had a lot of fun kind of messing around with it. I'm very much so enjoying testing with it, and there's a lot of kill potential in this deck. So thank you guys for watching. If you're a DBZ fan, look, I told you, I'm releasing Dragon Ball content. I just got to be passionate about it, and I'm always passionate about Gohan. So let me know in the comments if I will see you at Gen Con. I will be playing in the regionals. I'm going to be having a lot of fun. And remember to check out those links in the description if you want to pre-order any of this content, or any of this cardboard, or if you want to buy singles and stuff like that. And just one more time, if you want to help me out by subscribing to my Dragon Ball video gaming channel, that will be much appreciated. So thank you guys. I will see you in the next video. Later.